Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, April 10th, 2024. I'm Giovanni Benacourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets, and today we are waiting on the CPI numbers. The consensus for the number is 3.4%. Anything higher than that could obviously throw a monkey wrench on the Fed's battle against inflation and whether they will have any cuts in June or will actually raise rates. So those are the scenarios that we are facing today. They expect a lot of volatility in the next half an hour from now, and therefore we should be speculating that if anything north of 3.4%, that could hinder the fluctuation in the indices and stock markets. Even though we are going to start earnings seasons on Friday with the banks, which they will also tell the story whether they're doing well or not. But now between now and then, today is going to be a specific number to be looking at, following through. So therefore, if we see a higher number, 3.7%, let's say for example, we could probably see a decline in stocks. Anything lower than that or throughout that consensus, we could probably see a nice little pickup on stocks, and anything way lower than that, we could probably see a nice rally in stocks. So as far as for the Nasdaq, yesterday mentioned that we were going to be really fluctuating higher than 18,400, and that's basically where we reached 18,405. And we did trade it below the support for a little moment of 18,200. So therefore, those two levels are going to remain for today. So speculate anything in between those lines for the Nasdaq. As far as for the S&P, same token goes. The consensus obviously will be something to keep an eye on, and the fluctuation for the S&P 500 today, obviously following through with that reading, we'll probably see something of 5,300 as resistance and 5,200-ish as support, which is the low that was created yesterday. The Dow yesterday did have more of a lower fluctuation. It did break or did fluctuate below the psychological support level of 39,000. But again, today, 39,500 is going to be the resistance, and since we did fluctuate below 39,000 yesterday, we could probably see, if anything is battling out of that reading, we could probably see a revisit to that low from yesterday. Crude oil yesterday did have a small pickup to the upside, a rebound of the $87 resistance level that it was placed. It traded lower towards the moving average, and that's where it bounced off and closed a bit higher of $85. Today the futures market is trading a bit higher, obviously, in the crude oil market. So let's see if we can revisit yesterday's high of $87, and that will also be having a lot to do with the CPI number. Remember that one of the biggest reasons of inflation was coming out of the COVID scenario, and then crude oil spiking to about $120, $140. So that brought out obviously a lot of pressure, created a lot of inflation, so made things more expensive. So anything, if we see obviously crude oil continue to move higher, that obviously going to put some pressure on the Fed about cutting interest rates. So $90 for by the end of the week is gonna be probably a bit harder to reach, but you never know. In one day we can move to $90 and beyond. So, but still, I'm still long, still bullish on crude oil. Nat gas did fluctuate above yesterday. Did hit our resistance. It did retrace from that yesterday, but today we have continued that movement to the upside, and we have fluctuated. Well, actually, we are trading above 185. So I've moved my resistance to 190. The support is going to be 195 or 180 if you wish. RSI is farther away from being entering overbought territory. So we are bullish also on nat gas. Gold. So gold in the futures market is trading around 2,366, 65-ish. So we could probably see that fluctuation spilled over into the CFDs market. So 2,400 by the end of the week. It isn't far-fetched. I'm still long on gold, but we are in the overbought territory in gold. So keep that in mind. As far as silver goes, India has obviously also picked up on the imports of silver. So that's one of the reasons that we have been seeing such uptick or uptrend in silver prices. So 2850 is going to be our particular level of resistance, and we're going to bring our level of support to $27 for silver. Copper is again walking the bands very nicely. So a continuation of the movement to the upside is going to be favored. $4.19 is going to be our support. 4.35 is going to be our target for today for copper. Then we have here, not again gold, and not again silver. Okay, hold on, let me see. Gotta take these guys out. Okay, Bitcoin. So we have Bitcoin here. Bitcoin yesterday fluctuated towards the upper part of the bands, of the Bollinger Bands of $72, and it retraced real quickly. So I'm gonna use Monday's high as my resistance, and then my support for Bitcoin is going to remain at $67. So it is flattish right now. So let's see where that direction will be. Will it continue to trade lower, or will it stay here and hover between 70,000 and 68,000? The currencies, the euro is actually in balance with yesterday's fluctuation. So they're also waiting for the CPI number to come out, and we'll see some movement here in a few moments. The pound also is moving higher, looking to reach that 127 resistance level, psychological level. So I'm going to place my resistance a bit higher from that. 126, 100 is going to be my support. So looking to be long the pound, and we're going to be seeing a lot of movement in the dollar index as that CPI number comes out. If it's going to be a higher number, okay, then we most likely will see a pickup in the dollar index. If you see a lower number, we'll probably see a drop on that. And if we do see a drop on the dollar index, we most likely will see a pickup or tick higher on the currencies and metals. That's it for me today. Have a great trading day, and I will see you tomorrow.